welcome back to Dream with You at Travels. I'm Ryan.
I'm Erin, and today we're at Epcot. We're in the Land Pavilion, and we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to do the behind the scenes tour here at the Living with the Land attraction.
Yeah, the Living with the Land, if you're not familiar with it, it's like a whole greenhouse. There's all kinds of neat plants inside there. It's immaculate.
It's like an educational kind of thing, talking about the use of the land, the overuse of the land, and smart new ways to farm. And so we thought we'd try this, something we wanted to do for a long time. It went away for a couple years during the pandemic, so it's been back for a couple months now, so we're excited to try it.
Yep, so we are allowed to film. We're going to bring you along, and we'll show you what's behind the scenes. Come with us.
So we just checked in for our tour. Everybody does have to sign a waiver. They give you a lanyard, and then you just wait here until your tour time. The tours hold 14 people at a time, so we're just waiting for everybody to get here, then we're going to take off. So something else we wanted to mention is a lot of the produce, the edible flowers, are used at the festivals around the park, and some of the restaurants like Garden Grill, they'll use the produce in their salads. Some of the, like Sunshine Seasons, sometimes they'll do that too, and then a lot of the food goes to Animal Kingdom for the animals. And something else we wanted to mention was the tour is $35 per person. You do have to have advance reservations for that. If you don't have reservations and you go to the kiosk outside the Living with the Land attraction, you might be able to get a last minute reservation for that.
We're saying that a lot of the stuff that was grown is served right here inside Garden Grill. I've eaten here before. We'll maybe do a review of this restaurant as well one time. I enjoy this. It's a revolving restaurant. All right, beginning our behind the scenes tour. This is the first stop.
Oh, look at this little flies in here. Ooh. Oh yeah, there's a little baby piggies flying around there. Yeah. Creatures.
You can see on the video the little bugs flying around in there.
Everyone. So this very big space here, this is called our IPM lab, which stands for Integrated Pest Management. You guys want a closer look too? This is one example. So this is what those leaf miner fly larvae do. But there is a beneficial bug called a parasitoid wasp, and there's a little panel that has a picture of them. But those wasps are very small. They're like the size of the flies too. They're all in the bottom levels with the damaged plants. And what they do is they search for the leaf miner fly larvae that are inside of the leaf. And when they find them, they don't just like eat them or anything. They actually lay their own egg inside of the larva. Exactly, because that will take over the larva of the leaf miner fly. We get a cup full of the larva. After 10 to 12 days, the larva, that wasp egg inside of it, will hatch and eat the larva of the fly. So then you'll get adult parasitoid wasp out of those cases.
Look at that.
Mother Nature, exactly.
Amen.
Yeah.
How'd you find Mother Nature?
Our biotechnology lab here, and this is just a different side of it. This is where we actually do a lot of projects in partnership with the USDA, such as all those little jars, which is part of our Mickey's Mini Gardens. If you can't see on the TV screen above some of you, there is an example of what we're going to do called tissue culture. And that is where we take little tiny cuttings of mother plants, original plants, and when we do that, every single little piece of the plant, which are in those jars, they have something called potency. So they can grow their own roots, their own flowers and fruits. And then when we put them in those jars, at the bottom of those, there's an agar solution, which gives them the nutrients they need to keep on growing before you can transplant. All right, everyone, we're going to get out of our heat too, and we're going to go into our greenhouses where some of these plants come from or go to. The fish? Great question. So, the fish that are across the way, they're also helping the plants to grow with hydroponics. The plants at the top get that light, but then the fish make very nutrient-rich water. So that water can then be filtered through and travel right down through those plants in their root system. So you get all that nutrient grow. So that is a system called aquaponics. But that's just one example of hydroponics we're going to see today. But great question, I love it. There is another rotating system behind some of you. This rotating system is called aeroponics, and that still fits under the category of hydroponics. That is gold rush squash on it, but we can have like kale, Brussels sprouts, we can change it out.
Oh my gosh.
Inside there are misters that spray out that water and nutrient solution onto the really long roots. You'll see the roots are exposed over here, but those, they don't have to be exposed like that, so it's very cool for the boat ride to see what's going on. So we'll see a lot of things that are here for show as well.
So something like this,
Yeah.
you would have to have some kind of water system that goes in that way, but no soil?
No soil at all,
Okay.
exactly, yes. So this is a hollow column pot system. The water nutrient solution trickles right down, and they actually get soaked into these little cylinders, which has something in it called rock wool. Rock wool is volcanic rock that's been spun at really fast speeds. It's very similar to home ventilation systems, like think of that sponge-like material. So instead of soil, a lot of our plants here get support in the forms of rock wool. The rotating system that supports just the metal rod that's holding it up, so we won't see a whole lot of soil today at all. And everything here, like all these flowers, all the plants we're going to see today are all edible in some sort of shape or fashion. There is one plant in this greenhouse though that breaks all the rules. It's not edible, and it's the one plant that we are allowed to touch and interact with. It's over here in the mimosa plant.
Thank you.
This mimosa plant is something called a sensitive plant. So if anyone wants to volunteer and try to see what happens if you touch it, we're going to see what Stanley does. Oh, you got it. Yeah. So
Oh, it like wilts.
exactly. If anyone else wants to try
Here,
that,
try it like wilts when you touch it.
if you want to run your finger down with a little bit of pressure. There we go. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So you can all try it if you want. There's more room around here. But this here, Stanley, is a mimosa pudica, so it's a specific type. And what's happening is turgor pressure. So when you touch it, all of the water in the cells of the plant, they rush out really quickly, so it closes up. And can anyone tell me the purpose of this, like why this is happening?
Is it a defense mechanism?
Yeah, you got it. So
Very good.
yeah, if something is trying to eat it, for example, and it closes up, it might scare whatever is eating it away, or it might not look very appetizing exactly. But there's a really cool reason as well. So if there's a rainstorm, they're all getting touched by that rain, so they would all close up, and then the water would have much better access routes to get to the roots through. So very smart plant. It's smart. So if you want a good view, I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool. We'll pretend that there is a rainstorm. So right now Stanley's big, open, and beautiful. If there was rain, then it would look a little different. It's going to look like this. There we go. The Stanley is much different now. You can see the little pink flowers.
Stanley.
Yeah, so now Stanley looks pretty different. But now you can see that the plant would have much better roots for that raindrops to fall down into the root system. Stanley here is still grown hydroponically, so no rain falling here. But this is just a great reminder that plants all have different adaptations to help themselves to grow and get what they need to survive. And it only stays closed for about like 3 to 5 minutes, so a little power nap for Stanley.
That's nice.
Alright. Have like 20 to 40 plants in one vertical space using recycled materials like this expanded polystyrene foam, which is very lightweight. If you are interested in hydroponics at home, for example, I have a lovely example of a hydroponic grow tank, and this is just a recycled fish tank. Inside, there's water and nutrient solution flowing through, and we introduce air through an air rock. And we have our first hidden Mickey Mouse on our tour today, so kind of hidden down there. And yep, we have some leafy greens up here, some lettuce. That is being supported by this raft. It's a recycled raft of expanded polystyrene foam, and the roots just go right down through it. But we've cut out squares in this raft to put
rock wool into. So this is that material if you're wondering about that. This is that volcanic rock, but it's been spun at really fast speeds. So when you layer it, it looks like and this is what's really great at soaking in that water and nutrient solution. So that is what's put right into this raft so that the roots can go through and it be supported while soaking it all up for the plants and buds. So I will have a flyer at the end of the tour for you guys to take home about how to set this up and also just more about hydroponics. So that'll be for you guys. But we are going to break our rules one more time here. And I have a taste test for you all. Yeah. Taste something from the land. Have any of you tried anything from the land before?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I had a salad that was amazing.
Oh, there we go. Was it upstairs at Garden Grill?
Yes, we have again, but we just had it.
We just had it 2 days, 2 or 3 days ago.
The 50s front time. Yeah, we had
50s front
Oh, nice. So there we go. Yeah, we send a lot of our produce around Disney property
I was
areas.
amazed.
Oh, I can picture your eyes.
It was so
Wow, good.
delicious.
Perfect. Yeah. We do have a lot of things that we harvest from the next greenhouse we're going to go into that go into components of salads. And I do have one of those for you today. I have some cucumbers for you.
Yeah.
A very special variety called a Davida cucumber. What makes them very special is that they are thin-skinned. They're actually seedless and they're burpless because they don't have seeds, so you won't burp from them. Alright, so there you are. Awesome.
The bib lettuce.
Ooh, yeah.
So good.
Bib lettuce. We have butter lettuce sometimes going.
Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes even described as like a taste lettuce, which good. It's really good. Alright, everyone, we'll head down the site. We're going to see things like plants. But I noticed a lot of these plants be strained to help them to grow.
For your safety, please remain fully seated at all times. Thank you.
And these tomato trees, not these two specifically, but there was one in the past that held a world record that grew here and grew 32,000 tomatoes on it. And it's a very short life cycle, just about 10 to 14 months is how long a Felicity variety tomato grows here. So this one's pretty young. It was seeded back in February, so it'll eventually grow up and over a trellis system here. And then we can easily harvest them. The next plants might be your favorites if you enjoy the taste test. These are the Davida cucumbers. These cucumber plants were just seeded March 27th of this year. They're already huge, right? They're huge already. And while they're growing, we can use these very fun molds. Like this one is our Mickey mold for cucumbers. And when they do grow in, there's one over here that we just put in about an hour before your tour today. So when they do grow in, they will eventually fill in the ear space, the face space, and you'll get these Mickey Mouse shapes for the cucumbers. So a very, very cool shape. If you have enough, sometimes it's something to garden grill for like birthdays, for example. Those are always fun treats. But that is a great example of just much bigger rockable squares that each of these are being supported by at the bottom too. Irrigation going through. We are going to see an exposed area of that, but it's long pipes like this black one in the basket here. They have little holes that send out pressurized water and nutrient solution to all the root systems here for our plants. And there are lots of varieties here of grains, trees, flowers. We don't do a very large scale amount of harvesting like our production greenhouse. So instead, if an Epcot chef or a Disney chef has a wish list, they can come in here and grab something if they want to try it. For example, we have some really small orange pods.
I can see them.
They look like mini pumpkins. Does anyone know what those actually are? Ooh, great guess. They're much spicier than clementine.
Oh, really?
Yes, those are some very, very hot peppers. And they are the Carolina Reaper peppers. So those, they're really small. They pack a lot of flavor. Exactly, yeah. And those, there are, if you use like 5 in a recipe, it's basically inedible. So we did harvest like 2 the other day, and somebody tried out a strawberry jam, and it was very spicy, very hot. On a Scoville scale, those are around like 2 million even. So they are just using the sand as a support, and then underneath they're being grown with hydroponics still. Just like some of our other systems, like our trees here, the sand can be even like under 5 feet deep, and then the drip irrigation underneath that. These are fig trees, and these were planted back in 2017. So some things here have been planted a long time ago, but these guys are usually pollinated by a small type of wasp. So instead, we do that self-pollination here, because you might have noticed there's no butterflies or bees going around, just because of our boat ride going through. So we do practice that manual pollination here. If you see any plants, for example, the Casa banana vine is a great one. All of these flowers here have a little bean pod behind them, so that means that they are a female flower. And I don't see any right now, but if there was a yellow flower with just the stem behind it, a thin stem, that would be a male flower. So that's what we would collect the pollen from, and then pollinate along with these female flowers to get the fruit to pollinate from. Yeah. And these look very small right now, but Casa banana grows to be like this big, got this thick, dark red color, and it tastes like pineapple mixed with cantaloupe. So hopefully we get some soon. That would be great. Yeah. They can be red or green. So yeah, there's these small little things where we get coffee from. Wow. Exactly. And they don't get too tall. Like this is pretty much their full height. So sometimes you can grow coffee trees under the already existing canopies of rainforest to get shade-grown coffee, for example. And as we head down, you're going to see a much bigger fruit than coffee cherries. Still with that green color. But exactly. Around this corner, we're going to see a very big vine plant called winter melon. And winter melon, with the help of hydroponics, these can grow to be well over like 85 to 90 pounds. So these are still growing, still much on this vine. But you have to use rope to support them. Other than that, it's just 6 of these plants here that were just seeded in February that are holding up this weight. If you see some of the yellow flowers here, those are examples of the male flowers that we use to pollinate them. But even though they are huge, they're not very flavorful, so we don't send these out for us to eat. Instead, we'll send these over to Animal Kingdom, and the rhinos love winter melon. Yeah. If we were to eat this, we could prepare it in like a really rich soup broth because it would soak in that flavor. So it has to kind of have the help of other things to get that. All right, everyone, we're gonna head on around this way. You can look inside the pot. There's only 3 of these per pot, so 6 here just to hold up that way. But it's huge. And we sometimes switch this area out. There's a big panel system here that controls the different groupings of our plants that send out the water and nutrient solution. But as we come around this way, we'll be pretty close to the boat ride, so we'll stay to our left-hand side. Good job! You might be on the splash though, but that was great. And it's Does anybody else have a job? Awesome. This way.
Acceptable, thank you.
Anyone tried jackfruit before? It has a lot of different textures, right? They do have this at Epcot at the Regal Eagle as an alternative for meat and served with barbecue sauce because of that texture. Very cool plant here that resembles Mickey Mouse. Can anyone see it? You can start. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's one over here. There's a succulent Mickey Mouse. One over here. This one in our spice garden.
One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. Include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing.
2 in a rainstorm. 3. There we go.
All right, well, we just finished up with our tour behind the seeds. I thought that was really awesome, very informational. What do you think, Karen?
Yeah, it was really good. We really like this ride, so it was kind of neat to go off stage and see some of the things, learn how they do it. Hopefully our audio turned out all right. There was a lot of noise, so we had like the little whisper units so that we could hear. So hopefully you guys can hear that too.
Yeah, I'm trying some new audio out, so I don't know how well it'll turn out, but I think it's really awesome. We've ridden this ride for many of years, and actually be able to go behind the scenes, that was pretty neat. I mean, to see like everything in action and stuff growing, how pristine the sand is and the beautiful plants, and the fact that it's flower and garden. I mean, it's like everything's on point. It's just really cool to see. But I think we're gonna wrap this up. Just remember to please like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and just remember,
You can dream it.
you can do it. See ya.